Good afternoon, Jason from Auto Appraise. Cold February, 39-degree ground temperature, 1968. It was 39 a minute ago. 1968 Camaro convertible. Engine temperature is, can you see it? 46, 47 degrees, so just a few degrees warmer than the ground. I have not heard the car run yet. If you go ahead and start it up, please, I'd appreciate it. Components that were in the trunk. No major oil smoke seen. No cloud of white seen. Original mini spare. It's kind of off the rim. Gonna need some help. Some old taillight bezels. Original style jack and plate. The vinyl boot cover is very brittle. Some extra seat belts. Some of the seat belts were redone in the car. The trunk has been repaired. There's been some fiberglass repairs on the trunk pan. Got the original mat in it. Overall, the car has a lot of paint wounds and could stand, repaint. It's a good 20-footer. While it's warming up, before we drive it, I'll give you a kind of up-close look. Digital paint meter, 20. There's been some repairs in both the lower quarters. 12, 10, 37, 5, 5. Some bubbling here. Chips and scars, scratch. General wear. This wide band chrome trim added to the vehicle. It's in pretty decent shape. It's a little bit pulled away from the car on the other side. Typical ice scraper scratches in some of this glass. Original safety flow light markings on all the glass. Windshield appears to be original. Soft ray markings present. A few stone chips, nothing major. Little ones like this. And then a couple wiper rub marks. Somebody put the top down a couple weeks ago when they were looking at the car and they cracked the back window out of it. There's some small puncture holes here and a couple on the other side. Vinyl seems to be in pretty good shape otherwise. Some paint touch-ups along the tops of both fenders. 350 motor. The motor numbers were photographed. Casting number, casting date were photographed. It was a J67 cast motor, so it's a late 67 cast, early 68. Trim tag indicates base Camaro, Norwood built car. Power steering, power brakes, Winners Foundry intake, Edelbrock carburetor, dual master cylinder. This has been serviced. Windows roll up and down, but the regulators have never been rebuilt. They're a little stiff. Let me finish around the body here. Again, the general appearance is an older 80s, probably repaint. Door gaps are slightly inconsistent. A little bit of sag in the door pins when you lift up. Door skin lips both look pretty decent like that. Some stage 2 pitting and patina on the door handles. General wear on the door panels, and some of the rubber seals are pretty cracked up. Could stand a set. I'm not going to bother rolling the windows. I've got pictures of them down and these still photos. So generally speaking, the car has reasonably good magnetic adhesion. Some filler noted down low. And still photos are available for the guy who hired me for this inspection. He'll be getting those, about 300 of them. Some of the readings around the car are very low, 1.5, 2.5 mils. Not a lot of paint on some of these spots, but you can see it's going to need some paint work. All of the lights work except when the headlights are on bright, the left light goes completely out. Brake lights, interior courtesy lights, gauge lights work and they dim properly. Turn signals are flashing. We got one marker light out in the rear, one side marker light out on that side. Backup lights come on, license plate light works. Original armrest and armrest components. Door panels show decently anyway, except for this end cap wear. Door panel, side panel trim is original. You can see some wrinkles and shrinkage there present. Seat belts were replaced. Loop style carpet's got some color fade, but it could be power washed and cleaned up. Courtesy light works. Original console type material present. Clock present. Inspection covers missing off the transmission down beneath. Gauges are stock. Temperature's coming up. Still showing 65 pounds of oil pressure. Engine runs pretty good, just under 12 on the volts. Glove box works, opens and closes. Car doesn't have any real funky odors or anything. Let's get underneath it. So you can see a little bit of line disappearing on this door line because the hinge pins, the bushings could stand to be rebuilt. That door's got a little bit of sag present in it. A few hairline marks, scratches in the glass here, one small chip on the very top leading edge. Some of the upper chrome trim on the windshield frame is pitted. Otherwise, the trim is in just good driver quality condition with some pitting present. Taillight bezels show some pitting. The grille headlight bezels look nice. This side of the car, this perspective doesn't change the overall look too much. Dash pad actually is in really good shape except for one small puncture right up here, just a little tiny one. Got a still photo of that for the purchaser onlooker. Some surface rust noted down in the sill and on the bottoms of the doors, but the skins are not rusted through. Some overspray present on the rubber seals here and there, but those need to be changed out anyway. Wheels and tires, older 14-inch rallies. You can see the pitting on the taillight bezels and the bumper. Rear bumper's bent a little bit. Front bumper fits the body pretty decent, and but it's got some patina and pitting. SS grill was added to the car. Shows pretty nice. Engine bay is really a stock looking bay. The coolant's nice and green. The oil was clean and in good shape. The transmission fluid was nice and pink and proper. Trim tag properly mounted. Conventional ignition. Some surface rust and build up on those chrome aftermarket valve covers. You can see these control arm bushings were done at some point. They're in pretty good shape. Under the front of the car, upper ball joints, the boots are worn out on both sides. Broke open, dry cracked. Sway bar bushing links have been changed. Brake parts have been updated at some point. Front disc, rear drum, lower ball joints have been changed. Shocks have been changed at some point. No damage noted on the subframe rails. No major oil leaking, just a little bit of a drip at the rear main. So the front subframe looks good otherwise, plenty of still photos. Radiator core was in pretty good shape. Oh, my flashlight just went out. Crap. Let me stop this. I thought, what a good idea. I'll turn the motor off so I'm not fighting the volume of the engine, but I did want the car to warm up. So trunk open, I'm going to put this trunk back together, finish the underbody, and then we'll move out for a quick test drive before dark sets in. But generally speaking, older repaint work present, some peeling, some chipping and whatnot present. Rubber seals got some paint and overspray noted. Old herringbone mat, this is very fragile. We pulled this back and we see some surface rust build up on the pan, some condensation gathering, and some evidence of repairs here in the floor pan. So no crush that I could see back up behind the bumper from underneath, and no evidence of pulled or damaged frame rails from underneath. I'll show you that in a couple minutes. Car's reasonably, period straight down both sides. Some dings and dents present that would need to be bumped out in a repaint. So there's some work here to be done, but I think all the original sheet metal that's on the car and whatever replacement sheet metal is on it could be reused without much trouble. I don't think you're going to be buying too many parts, maybe some where the lower bubbling occurred down here low on the right in that dog leg. Perhaps another quarter panel repair panel.
Got it.
Thanks. All right, down underneath the 68 Camaro. So a little bit of deterioration coming through here on the dog leg of the fender. Can't really see much under the mud, but there's a little crack here. So could be a repair panel from previous, hard to say. Some solvent popping in this area. So the general, and then a quicker look at the wheels and tires down here. These are old F70 14s, Super Sport wide ovals. Red lines, good looking. There's no real dry cracking in them, and they're all holding air. There's some spots of rust on the painted silver wheels, but the trim rings and the caps are in pretty good shape, very usable. Down along the rocker structure, we've got a little bit of rust in this pinch weld overlap here, but the two components are not blowing apart from one another. They're not splitting up really bad. Subframe bushings are showing a little bit of pancaking. They may have actually been changed at some point. Original fuel lines present along the frame rail there. Floor pans are looking pretty stout overall. Single monoleaf rear end, common stock aluminized 1 7/8" exhaust, and the bottom of the car essentially looks pretty solid and stable. The other side looks basically just like this. Inspection cover there on the tranny is missing. and just a small drip of oil coming out of the rear main. Just slide over this way. Get a better look at these floor pans on the driver's side. Subframe bushing looked pretty much identical, and then the pan itself is in pretty stable shape. A little bit of repairs noted down along the pinch welds on the bottoms of the quarters. Good solid pictures of the frame rails back there, indicating no hook marks or pulls. Stock 10 bolt in place. Couldn't get a good read on the casting number of that. So there we have it. Tail panel looks like it has nice original factory spot welds present. And then there's some overlapping and some seam meshing, some repairs seen there. Rear end's in pretty clean shape. Looks like the gas tank's been out and serviced. So back in the car, the blower fan works. I didn't try the AM radio. The horn's not. Oh, the horn is working. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. And the wipers are not coming on. Oh, look at that. Now they come on. Okay. That didn't happen earlier. It's magic. So the seats kind of got a little bit of a tilt to them. I'm leaning back. Slow start on the battery there, but we got the the temp light on and then back off. He's only going to let me drive it up and down the driveway because this whole street is a giant mud hole. I took photos of it earlier. Brake pedal is really low. The brakes could stand to be bled. So at least we'll get it up and down the driveway and hopefully feel the transmission shift. It's not that long. Let me put a pause on here. You can see my car is, this is his road. Very muddy. So again, this is why we'll stay in the driveway. This car's been running a little while. Oil pressure's holding up good. Just under 50 pounds. Volt's down to 11, so it's probably not charging. And I'm running the headlights right now, which means we might end up walking back up from the road, but temp's still at 150. There's first to second. Felt like second to third, but we have got a mud fest out here, so get a little reverse action going on. Car's got good acceleration. Power steering assist works decent. Brakes just need to be bled out. Pedal's a little hard. A little stiff. The booster might need some love or some replacement. I'm gonna head down the road one more time again. First to second to third. Okay, well, there's our short little test drive. I'm going to get back to the garage here because we're definitely low on voltage. I'm guessing we have an alternator concern. So a quick wrap up while I'm down here by the road. We've got an aged paint job over a body that's showing some age that could stand some restoration work. Pretty solid, stable underbody. Some cosmetic restoration could happen in the interior, in the trunk, on the chrome. Engine seems to run good. Transmission seems to shift okay. Brakes might need a little service. That's where we're at. We need a convertible top and base SS, or excuse me, base Camaro with some SS trim added. Jason from Auto Appraise. If you like this video, pre-purchase inspection work is what we do. Let me know, leave me some feedback. This video is only intended for the guy who hired us and paid us to come out and shoot the car. So if you want service like that, that's what we can provide for you. This is more of a commercial for you. And or the car might still be for sale somewhere if this guy passed on it. So that's the deal. Have a great day. Thanks.